Who's there? Behind him at the top of the stairs he sensed the shadowy figures of his friends, listening. Outside a muffled voice said imploringly, "How many more times do I have to ring? Does Mrs. Talberg-Turban live here? Telegram for her. Open up." This is an old trick, Myshlayevsky thought to himself, and he began coughing hard. One of the figures on the staircase disappeared indoors. Cautiously Myshlayevsky opened the bolt, turned the key and opened the door, leaving the chain in position. "Give me the telegram," he said, standing sideways to the door so that he was invisible to the person outside. A hand in a gray sleeve pushed itself through and handed him a little envelope. To his astonishment, Myshlayevsky realized that it really was a telegram. "Sign please," said the voice behind the door angrily. With a quick glance Myshlayevsky saw that there was only one person standing outside. "Anyuta, Anyuta," he shouted cheerfully, his bronchitis miraculously cured. "Give me a pencil." Instead of Anyuta, Karas ran down and handed him a pencil. On a scrap of paper torn from the flap of the envelope Myshlayevsky scribbled, "Tour," whispering to Karas. "Give me 25. The door was slammed shut and locked. In utter amazement Myshlayevsky and Karas climbed up the staircase. All the others had gathered in the lobby. Elena tore open the envelope and began mechanically reading aloud. Lariusik suffered terrible misfortune. Stop. Operetta singer called Lipsky. "My God!" shouted Lariusik, scarlet in the face. "It's the telegram from my mother." "63 words," groaned Nikolka. "Look, they've had to write all round the sides and on the back." "Oh Lord!" Elena exclaimed. "What have I done?" "Lariusik, please forgive me for starting to read it out aloud. I'd completely forgotten about it." "What's it all about?" asked Myshlayevsky. "His wife's left him," Nikolka whispered in his ear. "Terrible scandal." The apartment was suddenly invaded by a deafening noise of hammering on the glass door as if it had been hit by a landslide. Anyuta screamed. Elena turned pale, and started to collapse against the wall. The noise was so monstrous, so horrifying and absurd that even Myshlayevsky's expression changed. Chervinsky, pale himself, caught Elena. A groan came from Alexei's bedroom. "The door!" shrieked Elena. Completely forgetting their strategic plan, Myshlayevsky ran down the staircase, followed by Karas, Chervinsky and the mortally frightened Lariusik. "Sounds bad," muttered Myshlayevsky. A single black silhouette could be seen beyond the frosted glass door. The noise stopped. "Who's there?" roared Myshlayevsky in his parade ground voice. "For God's sake, open up." "It's me, Lisovich." "Lisovich!" screamed the black silhouette. "It's me, Lisovich." Vasilisa was a terrible sight. His hair, with pink bald patches showing through, was wildly disheveled. His necktie was pulled sideways and the tails of his jacket flapped like the doors of a broken closet. His eyes had the blurred, unfocused look of someone who has been poisoned. He reached the first step, then suddenly swayed and collapsed into Myshlayevsky's arms. Myshlayevsky caught him, but he was off balance. He sat back heavily onto the stairs and shouted hoarsely. "Karas! Water! 15. It was evening, almost 11 o'clock. Because of events, the street, never very busy, was empty and deserted rather earlier than usual. There was a thin fall of snow, the flakes floating evenly and steadily past the window, and the branches of the acacia tree, which in summer gave shade to the turbin's window, bent lower and lower under their coating of snow. The snowfall had begun at lunchtime and from then on the day had turned into a dull, lowering evening full of ill omen. The electric current was reduced to half strength, and Wanda served brains for supper. Brains are a horrible form of food anyway, and when cooked by Wanda they were disgusting.